Hello and welcome to the next episode of The Healer's Guide. In this episode, we're going to be talking about body healing techniques. So through body healing techniques, we've looked into earlier episodes where we've learned about running energy, about being able to visualize that energy. This is where we're now going to feel the running of that energy and actually being able to utilize that to help heal any kind of ailments. This can also be used with enhancements as well. The ability to enhance memory, the ability to enhance the muscles within the body. All of these particular different states we can get into as we look into body healing. There's a very, very simple one that just involves being able to pull in energy and feel energy evacuate. Now, this is a very basic technique that can be done for a variety of different illnesses or ailments that we may have within the body. For example, if we may have a headache, we can utilize a technique like this, which I'll show very, very shortly. Basically what we're attempting to do, if I have enough space here in the frame, is that we're taking the left hand. The left hand is basically our receiving hand. And what we are basically doing is we're just closing our eyes and we're just taking a deep breath in. As we take a deep breath in, we're imagining that the hand here has a nose or has a mouth and is able to breathe in through the pores of the skin. And as we breathe in, we're just imagining that this energy is coming all through the arm and going into the area of the stomach. So the stomach is basically like the container of our chi, of our particular prana. So as we breathe in this energy, it goes in through the arm, it goes down to the stomach, and it basically contains itself right here. This is giving us the container that will allow us to actually help bring in universal energy into the body and helping to heal such a thing as a headache, a backache, any other particular type of pain or ache that may be contained within the body. So what we're doing is as we're bringing that energy in, we're going to allow that energy to come out as well, which is going to go out through the other arm. This is again known as the projecting arm, or the releasing arm, or the thanking arm in that way, or the giving arm, right? Many different names for it. So as we have breathed in, that energy is now in the container of the stomach. We are breathing out that energy, and it's coming out through the hands. Now we can place this stagnant energy that may be attempting to be purged from our body through nature. We can also just send that energy up into the sun, which is another technique that I use quite often when I'm doing self-healing. So why would we want to send it out to the sun, or why do we want to send it out to nature? Well, when we look at the sun, when we're seeing it as energy, it is a purifier. It is actually able to bring back the energy into its natural, neutral state. So it's basically, in that sense, burning up the stagnancy of the energy and bringing it back into harmony. Some people, they have their hand right here. Very bad looking hand, I know, but they can actually see the sun in their hand. And they'll actually just send the energy out into this miniaturized sun that they manifest within their mind, and being able to put that stagnant energy into the sun. So the sun again transmutes that energy and brings it back into harmonized light, harmonized energy altogether. So another option, again my simple little stick drawings here, is to again put it into nature. Nature will absorb all of that stagnant energy as well too. That's what nature's for. This is why when we often go into meditation, we'll sit in the woods and we'll just let everything out. We'll just completely release all the type of stagnancies, the emotional imbalances we have. When we go into nature, we just feel refreshed, we feel rejuvenated, because nature will just gobble up that stagnant energy and start to bring in loving energies to you. So this is basically what we're doing through the idea of one example of the body healing technique, is just being able to release that stagnant energy if we're out in the forest, if we're out in the woods, and just being able to allow nature to gobble it up. Again, secondly, you can use the sun as well too. Some people can also use portals or singularities. There's quite a few things you can use to expel the energy and either contain it or transcend it and transmute it. So that's basically what we're attempting to do through the body healing technique. Well, Brad, I guess I have a really bad headache. So what could I do to utilize this engulfing of energy and this expelling of energy to help make that better? All right. Well, all we're basically doing here is we're going to be channeling the energy within the brain that is causing the headache itself, the stagnant energy, the overload in that way, the mental drain in that way. So basically all we're doing is we're just putting our hand right behind the head. And we're just imagining that we are tuning into that energy now, the stagnant energy that may be causing a very severe headache. And we're just very, very slowly breathing in. As we're breathing in, we're imagining that all of that stagnant energy is leaving our brain and is now traveling down the arm. And it's now nesting itself into the stomach, into the container. And then we're just taking our hand like this. Again, if we're surrounded by nature or if we're inside, we can imagine nature or we can imagine a sun. As we breathe out, we're feeling that energy again evacuating through the arm and coming out through the right palm and being able to place this out in nature, in a sun, in a portal, etc. And we're just doing that a multitude of times until we feel a lightness feeling. So it may not feel that the headache itself is going right away, but you're feeling a lightness to the back of your head. So if it's like one of those stinging headaches right in the back of the head, which, believe me, in the past I've had quite a few of them, we're just, again, channeling that energy through here, in through the stomach, out through the other arm, and expelling. So we may have seen these even in very popular TV shows as well, too, where they've looked into energy healing and healing in that particular way. We're basically looking even in regards to ancient Indian traditions as well, too. But the right hand represents the giving hand. The left hand represents the receiving hand. And so we're utilizing that particular type of configuration with this body healing technique. So again, utilizing something like that and just continuing to do it multiple times will allow that headache to eventually feel like it is lighter. We again just come back into center. We just rest ourselves for a moment, and we'll notice the headache is completely gone. Right? Now, it doesn't mean it's not going to come back, but it's basically giving you a state of relief. It's also very good to look into these energies and find out exactly why the headache is there. It can be mental burnout. So it's basically your own body saying, take it easy, relax for a bit. Maybe you're overthinking, maybe you're overdoing it. You're causing too much strain in the body. Relax. Okay, so this is not a permanent healing that's being done. It's something that represents an alleviation. Because again, all we're attempting to do is just being able to redirect the energy. Because if our mind is still manifesting mental drain, we're going to get a headache all over again, right? So this is just a temporary state of alleviation that will help with a headache, even if you have heartburn, you have chest pains, if there's muscle cramps, a neck ache, a back ache, the same thing applies. Well, Brad, what if I can't reach that special area of the back where maybe my pain is? Then all you do is you attempt to place your hand in an area that's acceptable, that you know you can draw that energy from. So again, all we're doing is we're pulling energy in through this hand, in through the arm, down to the stomach, out through the other arm, and purging it out. Nature, sun, etc. Okay? That's the technique. Once we have done that, what we'll want to do as well too is just after centering ourselves for a few minutes, we'll want to reclaim a lot of universal energy as well. And that, of course, is when we're just bringing in universal energy and just running this through here. Okay? So we're not needing to expel it, but we're just bringing in the universal energy. Okay? You can even use both hands for that. Just being able to meditate and just imagining that the energies is coming into the left and the right hand, and it's just being stored into the stomach. And as it gets stored into the stomach, push that energy all throughout your body. Go all the way down to the bottom of your feet, moving all the way up to the tip of the crown. Okay? So that is basically a restoring or replenishing period. So after you've noticed, oh, good, my headache's gone, my backache's gone, my neck ache is feeling better, good. Now just go ahead, find a place to sit down for a few minutes, hold out your hands, absorb that universal energy. Put it in the container of the stomach and allow that energy to distribute itself evenly, again, to the bottom of the feet, right to the tip of the toes, all the way up to the tip of the crown. And this is going to help to restore and, again, replenish your energies. So this will help as well, too, to being able to prevent further forms of backaches, neck aches, etc. But again, the prime culprit here is the root, the seed cause of what may be causing that. That is what's going to create permanent healing. But again, this will create further alleviation and allow your body to work a lot more optimally in that particular way. So the body healing technique is just helping us with those particular types of ailments. So what about enhancements? What kind of enhancements can the body healing techniques do as well? Well, if we're looking into the idea of memory. So if we're looking to create an enhancement of memory, we want to stimulate certain points within our face, around the area here. So usually just starting with the temples. You can even just put your hands right about here. You can also put them way up here as well too, right by the forehead. You can even put them up on the top of the head or the crown. You can even put them behind the head as well too. So whatever particular type of technique you feel you want to utilize, or I should say position that you want to utilize, that's something that you can do. And again, if you were looking to enhance memory, this is where you're allowing an empty mind to come through. And you're basically just chanting a one-word affirmation or a two-word affirmation as it pertains to memory enhancement. Okay? So you may want to say, increase memory. Okay? Or improve memory, or enhance memory, or memory healing, right? Or just memory. That may be as well too. So you're just allowing a emptiness of the mind to come together. And you're just spending a good few minutes at least being able to place your hand again around certain positions of the body, around the temples, etc. And just being able to stimulate these areas so that memory can again start to flourish more within the mind. So again, if I was able to choose this particular posture right here with the hands, I'm just breathing in and breathing out. Okay. So basically I'm saying memory enhancement as I breathe in, and stagnancy release as I breathe out. So I'm just allowing the energy of stagnancy, anything that creates clutter within the mind, I'm allowing that breath to come out. And again, I'm putting that out in nature, I'm putting that out in the sun, I'm just allowing that to take place. So all I'm doing is basically just going through a state of focus, a state of concentration, and just allowing my hands to run the energy. So I'm running the energy, I'm collecting that energy from the universe, and I'm just placing it within this area because this represents the area of focus. So again, behind the head, on top of the head, on the side of the head, and on the forehead, etc. All of these particular forms of postures are of course acceptable. And I'm just stimulating the entire area of the brain, stimulating the entire of the head, and being able to create that program, create that reprogramming that represents increased memory, enhanced memory. So as I'm breathing in, I'm enhancing memory. As I'm breathing out, I'm releasing the stagnancy that has prevented memory from coming together, right? So basically it's just in and out, just like we did with this. With breathing in the container, out to the other arm, okay? So that is another particular technique you can use for increasing memory. That is an enhancement. You can also use it again for empowering your muscles. Do you feel that again you want to get a lot more strength? You know, if you're going to the gym or if you're ready to do a run, being able to target certain areas of the muscles. If you're going for a run, you'll want to work on the legs, you'll want to work on the quadriceps, you'll want to work on the calves, you'll want to work on the ankles and the feet, and you're just doing the exact same thing. So you're taking about 20 minutes at least, and just being able to go through the muscles of your body that are going to be stimulated for your exercise and being able to empower them, okay? So you may want to say empower muscles, strengthen muscles, you know, anything like that that gives you some type of positive affirmation of encouragement to allow the strength of the muscles, the endurance of the muscles, the particular optimal level of muscles to be at their peak performance as you go for working out. Okay, that's something else it can do as well. Is there another simple technique that we can use that even goes beyond the hands-on healing techniques? Well, yes, there is. There's an even easier one. Okay, this has to do, again, with the body, and it's kinesiology. And so we're basically doing muscle testing, right? And so being able to utilize muscle testing, for example, if we wanted to, again, train, we wanted to work out, we're just going to create a little note and put it with us, keep it with us as we work out. Okay, this may just be a little piece of tape that you want to wrap around your wrist. This may just want to be something that you're able to hold, something that you can put in your pocket, but something that should really be making contact with the body, something that you can feel, right? So if I was imagining that this was a piece of paper, I'm just going to say, increase muscle strength. Okay. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to muscle test that feeling. Okay. Now there's several different types of kinesiology or muscle test postures that we can do. One of the common ones is if you have another person, they can test your arm here for a strong or a weak response. So if there was another person here and they were able to test me and they say, oh, that's very good, that's very strong, because the muscle is showing strong resistance. So that would represent a positive affirmation. If I was going like this, somebody pulled my hand down, that is a negative response. So that would basically represent a no. There are, again, other particular types of responses that you can use just for self-muscle testing. One is basically the ring of the fingers and trying to push that through. I find this one personally difficult, but actually just looking on YouTube not so long ago, I was actually to find another person that came up with a very interesting kinesiology technique for muscle testing. And it's just like this. So you're basically just putting your index finger and your thumb here, and you're able to try and press down, okay? So you're just keeping that nice and strong, nice and tight, and then you just ask a question. So if I say, is my name Brad? Okay, I'm getting a very strong response there, okay? Am I male? Okay, getting a very, very strong response there. So again, this just goes into the level of kinesiology, which is a relative to body healing. So what we're doing with this particular note and saying increase muscle strength, so if I'm holding on to that energy and saying, will this note help to increase my muscle strength? Okay, that's a very strong response. So just by having that note with me, being able to fold it up, put it in my pocket, put it inside my shirt, holding on to it while I'm doing a jog, again, use it as a wrist tape and just write it on the wrist tape while I go for a run, I will notice that there is an exceptional increase in regards to muscular strength. Okay. This, again, is another thing that we can use for increasing memory. So again, working with the relative of body healing is actually being able to have something like increased memory on a piece of paper. Okay. And we're holding that as we're, again, stimulating ourselves with the hand. So we may just want to rest it on the chest, put it in our pocket, again, etc., put it as wrist tape, whatever you want to do, and then just being able to do the same thing to stimulate and increase the enhancement perception of our memory. So, these are just examples about what we can do with the body, help to maintain it, help to exercise it, keep it in a very strong state, increasing our stamina, increasing our optimal levels of the body. This can also assist with blood pressure, helping to lower the blood pressure. You know, there's 1,001 uses as it pertains to both body healing techniques and, of course, muscle testing and kinesiology. So again, our muscles, our body, our cells contain memory. So what we're doing is we're taking advantage of that memory within the cells to work together with us as an ally. So being able to create a little note here on a piece of paper saying increase muscle strength while we go for a workout can have amazing benefits. So again, it's just all about being able to use your imagination. What do you feel you want to work on? Do you feel that, again, you're having a lot of headaches, you're having a lot of pain? Great. Utilize the body healing technique. You want to use enhancements? Use this technique. Use kinesiology. Something that is very, very powerful. So again, it's all up to you, and start creating configurations. Ideas that you feel will really enhance the body, enhance the mind, and helping you live a life to the fullest in regards to health, stamina, fruition of thought, fulfillment in all the divine ways it can come. Thank you so much for watching this episode of The Healer's Guide, and I look forward to speaking to you again next time. Feel free to check out the website, realitywhisperer.com. Sessions, courses, and of course free media are available on the website. Thank you so much, and I will speak to you again in another perspective of the now. I'm Brad Johnson. Take care, namaste, and may it be well with you. Goodbye.